Hi, 7th and 8th graders at Forest Park Middle School. This is the second video about letters, about literature. At this point, you're viewing this if you have committed to doing this as a part of your independent writing project and you've finished your collecting strategies. So you've thought about this is a competition that you wanted to enter. You wanted to write a personal letter to an author you admire, an author of a book, fiction or nonfiction that inspired you. Your letter is personal, but it's going to be also persuasive, explaining just how the author's work changed your view of yourself or your view of the world. You're also, in the meantime, trying to win some money. In the earlier video you viewed, I talked to you about some collecting strategies and some questions that may push yourself to get to that thinking you want to have in this letter to the author. So you should have, what you're going to start to do today is look through the collecting you've done, look at how you've answered some of these questions, and you're going to get a focus for your writing. Okay, so pause the video right now and read through some of the ideas you've been collecting, and then hit play when you're ready to go on. When we begin drafting, there's some things we need to consider. First of all, you are writing a letter. A letter would say something like, "Dear Mrs. McBride," comma, and then you would start writing your letter. And then you would close it up with, "Sincerely," comma, and your name. These are conventions that we can work on in the editing phase, but remember, it is a letter you are writing. In this particular competition, there is a word limit. You have to write at least 300 words, but no more than 800 words. I can show you, or your teacher can show you, how we can do a word count to make sure we are not over the limit or under the limit. It is something that our computer can do for us. There's no need to count word by word. So the information in this screencast is available on that website below. So if it's something you want to go do on your own, you can go ahead, click that site and go work on your own. If you want to continue, I will give you some tips about drafting that the Library of Congress tells us to do. So there are tips to include about drafting. You are corresponding, not complimenting. Corresponding means you are writing and talking like you're writing to a really good friend. Okay? You're not just complimenting. Your entry, your letter, should inform us and persuade us rather than just compliment and flatter the author. So we're not just going to write a bunch of things or we're telling the author how great of a job he or she did. That's not the purpose. Okay? The purpose is to say how his or her book or work of writing impacted us, influenced us, and changed the way we viewed the world and ourselves. Okay? We should not summarize. We're assuming, and we know this, the author wrote the book. He or she already knows what's in the book and what has happened. That's not what the author wants this letter to be about. The author wants to know how the book affects you. And most importantly, the thing the Library of Congress stresses the most is you need to be persuasive. Okay? It means that you're making a strong case to support your beliefs. So you're using evidence from the text, evidence from your life, and you're explaining and elaborating that evidence. Okay? You can leave these tips up if you want while you're working on your draft, but you're ready to begin writing that letter. Okay? So good luck with writing that letter. Please remember it is a letter to an author. It's 300 to 800 words. It's probably best that you get your ideas on paper and then we can work to edit and revise where we need to. And remember, correspond, don't compliment, which means that you're talking to the writer. Don't summarize. The author wrote the book, he or she knows how the book goes. They want to know how the book's affecting you. Okay, and remember to be persuasive. Best of luck.